Kia ora. So another key aspect when we're trying to understand achievement goal theory is that we talk about task orientation and an ego orientation, and often research findings will try to contrast one against the other and often try and highlight one as a more powerful or more effective form of motivation than the other, usually focusing on task as more positive. There's a weakness in the way that this research is presented, in that it assumes, well, it doesn't assume, but it gives the impression that task orientation and ego orientation are opposite ends of a single spectrum, much like amotivation is at the opposite end of a spectrum to intrinsic motivation. This isn't the case with task and ego orientation. The term for the relationship between task and ego goal orientations is that they are orthogonal. That means there is no relationship between them. You can have a high level of task orientation and a high level of ego orientation. Or you can have low with both, or you can be high in one and low in the other, or medium of both, and so on. And so you need to keep in mind, or take with a grain of salt, whenever you hear something like task-orientated people are X and ego-orientated people are Y. Actually, someone can be high task and high ego, someone can be high or low ego and medium task, or any combination that you think of. So at the bottom of the screen you can see sort of like a T-chart. So you can see you've got the horizontal bar, which is your task orientation. The left hand side is the low level of task orientation, the right hand side is a high level, and the vertical bar is your ego orientation, and you can be at the bottom with the low ego orientation, or you can be at the top with the high ego orientation. So you can sort of think about there being 4 quadrants that someone might fit into. And so it's really important to keep in mind that we're not talking about an either-or situation. It's how much do you have of each of these goal orientations that is important.